ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love.
లవ్ ఈజ్ గాడ్, లివ్ ఇన్ లవ్.
Loving Sairam to all, and welcome to the fourth part of our journey through divine love by exploring Swami's handwritten series, the Prema Vahini. In this episode, named Life's Journey Depends on Samskaras, let's know how our every action shapes our destiny, how mental impressions guide our journey, and how to prepare for life's ultimate moment with the Lord's name on our lips and love in our hearts. People are immersed in countless activities: drinking, eating, reading, walking, sitting, and besides these, dreams, passions, hatred, pride, praise, joys, and sorrows. All types of activities go on without end, filling up the span of life. These activities are all closely tied to the mind. This makes life a collection of inborn desires called Samskaras, which shape our character and personality. The things a child does at that young age disappear, just like the writing they make on a slate gets wiped away. Even our own childhood memories fade and are forgotten. So how can anyone remember things from a past life? Still, even though those actions are forgotten, they leave a mark in the mind. The traces remain. When you try to remember what happened during the day before sleeping, you don't recall everything. Only the things that were meaningful or deeply impressed on your mind are recalled. If this is what happens with just one day's memories, then what about things from last week, last month, or years ago? Most of them fade and disappear. Only a few important ones stay clearly in our memory. These are called samskaras, deep mental impressions. Even after doing countless actions and gaining lots of experience and knowledge, we keep only a few strong, deep, and lasting impressions as our true capital. Just like a merchant checks his debits and credits and finally calculates his profit, life too works in the same way. After all our giving and taking, we are left with some final earnings. At the end of life, only this small amount, the lasting experiences and lessons, stays in our memory. These are what truly sustain with us and count as our real achievements. At the time of death, if a person longs for tasty food, it shows that their tongue ruled them all their life. If a mother thinks of her child and wishes to hold it, it means her love for the child was the strongest. Among all our life's impressions, samskaras, a few are very powerful and remain until the end. The final thoughts that arise at the moment of death are the result of everything we have done and experienced. So, we should live our lives in a way that builds the right kind of thoughts and feelings we want to have at that final moment. Swami guides: from now on, always remember that death is certain and cannot be avoided. Live your life wishing well for everyone, always speaking the truth, keeping the company of good people, and keeping your mind focused on God. Avoid bad actions and harmful thoughts, and don't get too attached to worldly things. If you live this way, your final moments will be pure, peaceful, and blessed. Death is always close to life, yet people dislike even hearing about it. When you board a train with a ticket, it will take you to your destination whether you sit quietly, read, or meditate. In the same way, every living being receives a ticket to death at birth and begins the journey toward it. Many things in life are uncertain, but death is certain, and no one can change that law. The mind should always be directed toward what is good. Every action we do is like a chisel stroke shaping the rock of our character. One wrong stroke can spoil the whole form. So even the smallest action should be done carefully and with devotion. For someone struggling in the ocean of past impressions, a few kind words can be a great help. No good deed is ever wasted, and even bad deeds have their results, for every action brings its own consequence. When rain falls on a mountain and the water runs off in all directions, no river is formed. But when the water flows in a single direction, it first becomes a small stream then a rushing river, and finally reaches the sea. Water that flows one way reaches the ocean. Water that scatters in many directions just seeps into the ground and is lost. Our samskaras, mental impressions, are the same. The steady flow of good thoughts and actions should continue strongly and constantly until it merges into the ocean of divine bliss. 20 hammer blows may not break a stone, but the 21st one might. Does that mean the first 20 were useless? Not at all. Each one helped to weaken the stone and led to the final break. In the same way, the mind struggles with the world. You may not succeed every time, but by doing good deeds and filling your mind with love for God, you move closer to true peace. One day, one good action will succeed in breaking the bondage of the mind, just like the last hammer blow that finally broke the stone. While striving on the spiritual path, take God as your protector. Just as a mother never lets her child fall, God always watches over each person. He holds the string of the kite, that kite being humanity. At times he may pull the string tight, at other times he may let it loose. But whatever happens, be calm and confident, because he is the one holding the string. When this faith becomes strong and steady, it turns into a deep samskara, impression, that fills your heart with divine love. Doing good deeds is the truest form of worship. It is the best way to remember God and the highest song of devotion. Such actions spread love to everyone, without any differences or divisions. Stay engaged in doing good and keep your mind always filled with thoughts of God. This is the surest and noblest path to your goal. Through good samskaras, noble impressions, we can reach God with love in our hearts and His name on our lips. Sai Ram. This is a humble offering at the divine lotus feet of Swami. Kindly post your answers for the quiz in comments section below. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.